today. I'm Darlene. Howdy, everybody, from the very, very cold deep south. Yikes, it's getting cold here. It's going to be, I think, 19 degrees tonight, and tomorrow night or Tuesday night, 12 degrees. I mean, come on, people. Really? Come on, Mother Nature. Come on, Mother Nature. Let me get that straighter. There we go. Okay, guys, I'm here to do some readings for my new subs. So if you guys are out there and you find me in your scrolling, come on in. Let's chat. And until more of you get here, first of all, let me pull myself up over here so I can see the chat. Here we go. There I am. All righty. I will pull some general cards for what's coming toward us this week. This will be, do I want to do love or general? I don't know, maybe love this week. I think I did general last week. Let's do love. What's coming toward us in love this week for my collectives? Who's coming toward us? Who or what? You know, general energies. What and who is coming toward us? Kind of weird. It's been so dark here. I've been doing these at nighttime, and I'm actually got some daylight left, so it's kind of strange here. But anyway, okay. What's coming toward us? General energies for love, the upcoming week. Please and thank you. Uh-oh. Well, we're healing from something. Again, my collective, we're healing from something. General energies in love for my collective this coming week. All right. Risky business. Oh, goodness. Oh, got a tower at the bottom. Healing from something. Afraid to take a leap, or that really can mean reckless sometimes. Yeesh, what's under that tower? Uh-oh, tower. Somebody from the past might be sneaking back in here, y'all. I'm just saying. Have you learned your lesson? I don't know. Let's see what else. What else? I don't know if that's for us or them, but probably both. That one wants to come out. Can't make it up. I showed you that card was at the bottom was the tower, and I shuffled and it came back. Hey, Miss Jessica, how are you today? Oh, let's see. Because we might, I don't know, there's no gender in tarot, but I don't know if this is us or your potential person here this week. Let me get a few more. Jessica, are you asking for a reading? Oh, you know what I need to do? 1 second here. 1 second. Let me put this in the chat. 1 minute here. Let me get this. And let me pin this. Okay, there we go. Hey, Thomas, welcome. Duba and Abo. Yep, I'm a grandma. What of it? Hey, Kat, how you feeling, honey? I've been thinking about you. I really have. I've been thinking a lot about you. Bless your heart. I just wanted to reach through and give you such big hugs last night. Well, and the night before, too. You've been on my mind. So Jessica, or if you're asking for a reading, I have 2 slots for free readings. So I'm just going to pull a couple more cards here, general energies for us for the week, for those of us who are thinking about love. Let's see. Hey, Lucas. Yeah, I know. It's still wait and see, huh, Kat? Do you feel half your life is that way? Sometimes I do. Even though I'm consciously manifesting, sometimes it's just, okay. It's about timing, isn't it? All right. Yeah. Making choices. We are making choices. Been up in our head overthinking something. This is energies for the week. Overthinking can be self-sabotage. All right, all right. Something about a relationship. Yes, it is. Aradia. Arad. Yeah, I don't know how to say your name, honey. I'm sorry. Yes, yes. Please forgive me. I know, Kat. Life is full of woulda, shoulda, couldas, don't I know? Thank you, Wesam. All right, yeah. General energies, we're making choices this week about what makes us happy, y'all. I mean, come on, that's such a general message, Tarot, but that's what it is. There may be some sneaky deaky here going on. I mean, really, there might be. For some of us, somebody might be trying to sneak back in here because they said, oh, you're a missed opportunity. Kat, are you listening to this? This is general energies regarding love messages for the collective for this coming week. Somebody feels like there's a missed opportunity here. Okay, there's that Queen of Pentacles peeping back out. Do you, Duba? What kind of stuff do you live stream? Fellow creator. Yeah. Okay, the Emperor. So I don't know if this is regarding your person or us, but the energy here is a stubborn one. So I'm thinking this is saying, if you were dealing with somebody that was deceptive, it's saying, be stubborn. You know, I don't know about you guys. Let's say hypothetically this is my situation. I'd be right here with this Emperor in reverse after a deception like that. I'd say, oh no, I am in control over here. Oh goodness. Just saying. Yep, and that's the truth. I'm cutting out anything that does not serve me. Maybe focusing on my money. This is for everybody now, remember. And if love comes in and somebody wants to reconcile, they're going to have to show me change. They're going to have to show me change. They're going to have to show me this new beginning is solid and something I can depend on. And it better be healed. Yep. Don't come in here halfway, in other words. Oh, yeah, there's that. Yeah, there is that. Could say you might be feeling a little bit emotional about this, but the wheel is turning in your favor, collective. Your wheel's turning in favor, and you're about to have a victory over what? Over this guy right here. Being held back, restrictions, being held back from things that make you your best self, addictions, obsessions. Guys, that's pretty good reading. I like that. I like that. So what are you guys doing? By the way, for those of you who came late, my name is Darlene, and I thank you for being here. Appreciate each and every one of you. It is late Sunday in a very cold Alabama for me. About to get colder. I think it's going to be 12 degrees here in a day or two. Hey, too cold. Too cold for me. Not liking it, but I don't have a choice, do I? Tell me what you guys are doing and where are you in the world? Where are you in the world and what are y'all doing? Where did everybody go? I mean, there's people here. Why aren't y'all sounding off in the chat? That's unusual. Usually I can't keep up with the chat. It goes so fast. All right, so, all right. I think there's a message for me. Whoops. Guys, so let me make this, and I'm squinting because I need to put my glasses on to read that well. The 2 free chats are for new subscribers. So if you have never gotten a reading from me before, that's what I do those slots for. That's for new people who had never gotten a reading from me before. So if you have, but I do have two. I'm going to say two, and if I have time and energy, I might do more than that. But I do have super chats available. They start at $5. That's very reasonable, because if you get a private reading from me, that would be way more than that. So, well, not way more. I mean, I'm not unaffordable. Just saying. It's a bargain. Hello, Akshay. Welcome, welcome. So, guys, here's what you do. If you have never gotten a reading from me before and you are a new subscriber, you simply type in, I have a question, or I want a reading. That's all you need to do. Don't put your question in there yet, because it very likely will get lost in the feed. So if you want a reading and you're a brand new subscriber and I have not done a reading for you before, type in the chat, I would like a reading. That's all you have to do. I have 2 slots for those, and then I have slots for 2 or 3 super chats. And if you want a private reading, that information is pinned at the top. That's how we roll here. Crystal, I remember your name, but you know, I do a lot of these, and I can't remember what that situation was. But you did a super chat, right? That's what you're saying. Let me see here. Let me fix this. Let me fix this. Instead of squinting, I could just put those on, couldn't I? Okay, there we go. Thank you. Explore with Pahadi. Am I saying that correct? Hey, Jason, welcome. Let me get this down. All right, let me read this one more time now that I have glasses on. Wait, where did it go? There it is. Bear with me, y'all, while I write this down. Well, if my hands would cooperate, there we go. I am not having success today with my brain communicating to my fingers. Okay, explore with P-A-H-A-D-I. Okay, you will be one of my free readings today. And I'm going to call you Explore for short. But don't type your question. Oh, you did put your name down there. Let me see it. Akshay, is that right? Okay, you are number 1. And then Crystal, let me come back to you. I tell you what, Crystal, if you want a reading, let me, because you've already had one from me, and I know it wasn't free, but still, I will, if you're still around, when I get finished with these 4, I'll do one for you. So that's going to kind of be your choice. I don't know if you have the time to stick around for that or not. Okay, Akshay. And I thought somebody else before you, Crystal, might have said something, but I might have missed it. Let me... Oh, today is his birthday, Kat said. I don't know. I thought it was yesterday, Kat. Did I get that wrong? Bear with me, guys, because I like to greet everybody and then get my slots filled and then start the readings. So I just want to be sure I didn't miss somebody. If you requested a free reading, please type that in the comments. And if you're new, a new subscriber, as I mentioned, and have not had a reading. Don't type your question in the comments, guys. It will get lost. Just type, I'd like a reading. And if I have a free slot, then fine. And if I don't, oh, okay, you want to understand the concept of tarot reading. Well, let me talk about that while I'm waiting for a few more people to come. Tarot reading, tarot is just a tool. These are just a tool, like tea leaves, or, I don't know, people read coffee grounds, I think, and crystal balls and all that kind of stuff. I was trained doing cold readings, just nothing, no tool, just me and my intuition. And you're basically picking up on information that is in the unseen field. By seen, I mean with the naked eye. And you're tuning into that with your intuition. So it's really the reader that's important. This just happens to be a tool. I don't know if that was, but back to your comment, Akshay, but the cards have archetypal meanings to them. And also some of the decks have different artwork, and so that changes the meaning a little bit, or can change the messages. So the reader, when you ask a question, pulls cards, and then they talk about what intuitive messages they're getting, or the meaning of the card, as I said, archetypal meaning, or what other messages that they may be getting. And they kind of put that together in a message that answers your question. Now, bear in mind, readers are only picking up on potentials, because free will can change things on a dime. In a New York, and all those sayings, it really can change next 5 minutes from now based on a person's free will. So we're simply picking up on potentials. I don't believe in predicting the future, because the future changes with every breath. Now, I can pick up on the potentials of what may happen, the most likely potentials. But in terms of predicting future and that kind of thing, that's not really my jam. I think there's, again, potentials. That's how we have to look at it. Potentials. Oh, Crystal, I misunderstood you. Please forgive me. Crystal, I'm so sorry. I didn't understand that you said, okay, let's put you down then. I'm going to do you, Crystal. If you're still here and you didn't leave, hopefully. Crystal, I misunderstood you. Please forgive me, darling. Okay. Okay, and I will do Bumika. Am I saying that correct? Because I should have given that second one to Crystal, and I misunderstood. So I'm going to go ahead and do you too. And then those are my free readings, all gone. Okay. All right. So here's the deal, guys. You have to stay here until I finish your reading, because I like to chat with you here. I like to get feedback and so forth. So please stick around. When I get to your turn in your name, I will ask you to post your question in the chat. And if you're not here, I'll just skip on to the next person. So that's... Crystal, I believe you, darling. I'm just kind of, it all kind of blends together after a while, and I just didn't remember the specifics. So I'm glad that you clarified that for me. Well, good. Well, thank you so much, Akshay. I just hope I don't mess your name up. So besides general about tarot, you have a specific question. Go ahead and type that in, Akshay. Just one question, please, because it can get complicated and very time-consuming if we have more than that. So I think, from understanding, you've never had a tarot reading. I love that. Okay, so we got 3 people here in the queue. Okay, good. And if you guys would hit that like button, I would be so grateful. It just says, it's your way of saying thank you for me being here on my Sunday afternoon. Thank you, Crystal. I appreciate you understanding. Yet it just kind of gets jumbled after a while. It gets... Dee Dee, I just gave away my last free slot, but I do have 1 or 2 super chat slots available if you'd like one of those. Okay, so Akshay, if you will type your question in, go ahead and type your question in for me so I can get started here on your reading. And tell me where you guys are from. I'm guessing a couple of you from India. Okay, Akshay, let's start this with no tarot cards. I'm going to give you, so all 3 of you that are here for readings, especially, and anybody else, of course, that's here, I want you to hear this because this is not just for Akshay. This is for everybody. I don't just read tarot, and I'm not just getting intuitive messages. I also talk about law of attraction here. And it's important that you understand whatever question you're asking, whether it's about money or love, or relationships, houses, career, anything you're asking, the answer is basically all the same. And let me explain. There is this thing called law of attraction. And you have to be in the energy of what you want. You have to be an energetic match for what you're wanting. And that, let me explain, because everything in the world and our universe is made up of energy, including you. And you are a creator, a conscious creator. You create from your thoughts. So if your thoughts are constantly thinking thoughts of I don't have this or that or the other, I need, I want, you're going to get more of that. You're going to get more I need, I want. What you have to do, and that's a low vibrational frequency. What you have to do, because what you want is this frequency up here, you're down here, and the frequency of what you want is up here. So you have to find a way to raise your frequency to meet this if you want to bring it into your 3D reality. So I hope you guys are listening. This may change your questions that you ask, I don't know. So I always like to recommend that you watch videos. There's plenty of them here on YouTube about law of attraction and manifestation. And get yourself educated about that, because you can change anything in your life that you need or want to change once you understand how this works. And so I'm going to ask that you do your homework on that and know that whatever, if I'm pulling tarot cards for you, whatever these cards say, that's exactly what I was alluding to at the beginning, is whatever comes out with the tarot, that can change tomorrow based on the thoughts that you're putting out, what you're creating. And the short version is you have to live like it's already there, like you already have what it is that you're looking for, whether that's love or, like I said, money, career, job, house, whatever that thing is that you're hoping to get. So you have to live in the end of it. You have to learn how to visualize and not think about the thing that you don't want, because you're just putting more energy there. You're creating more of that. What you focus on is what you're going to get more of. What you think about, you bring about. All those cliches, and they are very, very true. Because you are not a victim. And if you're thinking that people do things to you and all that, things happen to us, but everything that happens to you is a reflection of your inner state, of your inner beliefs about the world. So you have to change your beliefs, and then the world, which is a mirror basically, as are your relationships, will show up to reflect what your state of mind is. And so if you're over here, again, if you're thinking this and I can't and I don't have or whatever, again, the world is going to show you more of that. So get over here into the believing camp of, I can have this, I do have this, I'm worthy of this. I am seen and heard. I can be abundant. I am abundant. I am healthy. I am wealthy. I have that perfect person sitting next to me. And Akshay in particular asked about love life. So for example, Akshay, you would meditate, you would sit quietly, you would, thank you, Crystal, you would begin to visualize, and like, what would that look like for you? And close your eyes and start to really get into the feeling aspect. You've got to use all of your senses here. Start feeling, what does that feel like? Is that person sitting next to you on the sofa? What are you doing together? Are you watching me on YouTube together? Are you What does your person smell like? What's the sound of their voice? What do they taste like? What does their hair smell like, or their perfume or cologne? Use all of your senses to envision as if they're there, and feel how good that feels inside of you. Thank you, Mr. F. Appreciate your always flowing compliments. Can I say it like that? Thank you. So let's be clear that you're not a victim. Stuff happens to all of us. That's called life, right? You do have the opportunity and the power, if you choose to create something better, to create change, and to create and bring in the things that you want in life. Okay, let me stop there, see. Oh, Crystal, amen. Crystal says, being positive and disciplined is so very important. Oh, it so is, and it's so difficult. Because the human mind, I believe, we think about 60,000 thoughts a day. Now imagine if those thoughts, many of them subconscious thoughts, are still on that gerbil wheel of I can't have, I don't have, blah, 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 blah. Imagine. So it takes a lot of work to get over here and this other, oh, I do have, I can have wheel, if you will, and change those thoughts. It's not easy, but very powerful when you learn how to do it. Let me see, Akshay is saying, I started manifesting from last year, got to know, okay, from last year only, and it's worked, and I'm living relationship, this is my manifestation, wow, okay. You're just still pinching it off somewhere, Akshay, somewhere you're pinching it off. Oh, Dee Dee, thank you, darling, thank you so much. Thank you, let me put you on the list here. Wait 1 second and I'll come back. Okay, Akshay, when you get to that point, if you're really doing this wholeheartedly and you hit a wall, to me, this is saying you've got a subconscious pattern that you most likely brought from childhood. Now, you're asking about money, so it could be a belief about money. Did your parents, were your parents poor? Did they have a belief that I'll never have money? One of the things I've seen often, particularly for women, is, and more older women like me in my generation, that, like my mother worked in a generation and in a culture where that wasn't common. That was good, but at the same time, she didn't really get to keep much of her money. And it was like, there was never seemingly a reward. I'm just sort of status quo, or because she basically ran my dad's company, and yet she got paid like a little lowly secretary. So it was just not, women in that generation weren't really promoted for their skills. Let me say it that way. And so that was kind of a something I had to grow up, a pattern I had to grow up and overcome, was I can be rewarded for my skills. I am rewarded for my skills. I am valued, And so there's probably something in you that's still crimping off that energy or preventing it from coming to you, that most likely is an old subconscious pattern. So the way you do that is just simply look at your life. How do you feel, for example, let me see if a good example with money. Do you feel somehow, that is there an issue around not being worthy? That's a common one I see a lot. Crystal, you're so sweet. I actually, and I did the live the other day, 2 days ago, and wore this lipstick, and I got so many compliments on it. It's by Revlon. I just got it this week. I wore it for the first time on the live the other night. It's called Cherries in the Snow by Revlon, and I loved it too. It's kind of pinky red. I love it too. So a friend of mine was wearing it the other day, and so I had to get some. Hey, nobody, I haven't seen you in a minute. Good of you to be here. Thank you. So Akshay, there's something that you're pinching, still something in there that you're going to have to do, probably a little shadow work that might pinch yourself off a bit still. Oh, Mr. F. Hey, Mr. F, I might come back and ask you to repeat that question if it gets lost in the chat. Let me write you down here. Thank you. Thank you. We'll get you in here in a minute. But I hope everybody's listening to this message about manifestation, because my answer is always the same regardless. But but now, all that being said, Akshay, I will pull a couple of cards from you just to see if tarot has anything to add to that about your money situation. Thank you, nobody. It's great to be seen at my age. You never know. I could have been one of those that didn't wake up today. So I'm asking about Akshay. Any further messages, please, for Akshay here? Oh, and Crystal, I don't know where you are in the world, but Target is where I got it. So, you know, that helps. Yeah, there's something, this is, I think, just backing me up. There's something that you're just not surrendering to here in the process of this. Something that feels very burdensome. And this is telling me, I think, that you're still having negative thoughts about money. There's some burden. Do you have a subconscious thought maybe about, you know, you could have had, instead of like poor parents, you could have had the opposite experience. You could have had parents that had a lot of money and they were troubled because people were always knocking on the door wanting money or something like that. So I don't know what your situation is, but in other words, money could have been a burden. As a child, you may have perceived something that made you think that, and then that thought goes into your subconscious and it keeps repeating. And so that's your message you're putting out there to the world that's keeping that at bay. You kind of got a wall up about that. Yep. Okay. And then the cycle just keeps repeating. The tarot's just kind of backing up what I said, basically. Okay, but here's the thing. It's asking you to be strong and love yourself. Now, we don't always associate love with law of manifestation, but it really is important because it's one of the best reflections that we're feeling good about things, and that's one of the secrets. Like Abraham Hicks says, just get busy, you know, just feel happy about anything, not the thing you're trying to get or bring into your life. Just get happy about something, and that in itself will shift energy. And so I kind of feel like that's the message for you here, Akshay, is just find something to get happy about. Yep, find something. You need a new strategy here because right now you're just living in this disappointment. And it's become a bit of an obsession for you. Crystal, let me see. Crystal, I have 2 sons and 3 grandchildren. Well, thank you, nobody. I'm just tickled you're back today. Positive thoughts, words, and actions create positive feelings. Amen. Positive feelings generate positive energy and positivity coming into your life. Yes, that's absolutely true. Well, actually, I hope that was helpful because I really feel like this is with it. Yeah, you've got a wall up about something still, and I don't know what that is. That might require a deeper dive for you, with you. And but hopefully that's helpful for you and everybody else that was listening as well. So hoping that all of you were listening to that. I have to repeat myself. Crystal's saying, I miss my mom so much. Oh my God, Crystal, she killed herself when she was 54 years old. That is so young. Oh, Crystal, and you feel guilt because you couldn't stop her. Well, now, come on. You can't own that. Your mother would not want you to own that. No, she wouldn't. I don't care what no circumstances on this earth would she want you to own that guilt. You know I'm a medium, and I talk about that sometimes when people make comments about wishing they'd done something differently and having guilt about that. And that's just not how the people on the other side feel about things when you cross over. That's a different world over there. You don't carry guilt and resentment and all that when you go over to the other side. So I promise you, she does not share those feelings of any kind of guilt that she I just hope you can let that go. But let me see here. Now I did Akshay, so we're kind of already into your energy here, Crystal. So let's keep going. In her creative, that's a lot of challenge there for you. Ooh, that's a lot of change. Crystal, honey, don't cry. But I mean, well, I'm gonna tell you not to cry. That's actually a good process. But I know you've been here with me, but I just don't know what we've talked about that session. But I'd like to, for your ease, just mention that it's difficult and we grieve because we can't see them with these eyes. We can't talk to them like we'd like to, but they are still with us. I hear this all the time that people from the other side come through and talk to me, and like in sessions or whatever, and they are not hanging on to the same things that we hang on to here in the 3D. That's just not how it is. When you cross over, you let go of all that stuff. When you cross over, you re-emerge into the bigger part of you, where those kind of petty things don't matter anymore. And I'm not saying your feelings are petty. I'm just saying that we're bigger than those feelings when we cross over. We're back into the fullness of who we are as beings. And not for 1 minute would she want you to feel that way. And you can still talk to her. I don't know if you heard me talking about that the other night. I always like to recommend that people, I love how you guys are supporting her. That's so sweet. Thank you guys. I love that when you guys do that. That's what my community, I want my community to be about that. So I always like to recommend that people talk to their deceased loved ones as if they're sitting next to you, because they can hear you. They do hear you. And they check in on you. They see what's going on. Those are messages I get in sessions with people. And they'll say, talk about the new car or the new dog or something and that person will invariably say, oh my God, I was just looking at cars yesterday, or I just went to the pound yesterday and looking at dogs, whatever. I'm just using that as an example. It's because they still are involved in watching what you do in your life because they care about you. And that is the #1 way that deceased loved ones can connect with us, is in our dreams. So believe that that's real, Crystal. That's not just some made-up thing in your subconscious. That is absolutely real. And you can also ask her, no, it's okay. You're not really interrupting, Crystal. I was actually finished with that reading, but thank you for the thought. You can also ask them to give you a sign, like say, I'd really love to know that you're here. Can you give me a sign? And be specific about what you'd like that to be. For example, like I always use my brother as an example. I'm sorry, my ears are popping. We shared an affinity for owls, specifically barred owls. That's his feather, one of his many feathers that I keep here on my, that's their eagle feathers. Keep here with me. And let's see. So we got hawks and all kinds. Anyway, and so I hear him through owls. And anyway, let me get back to what I was going to say. So you can say to them specifically, I would really love it if you would let me know that you're okay, or let me know that you hear me, or something like that. Use your words. And then say, I'd like a sign. And I was just saying this, excuse me, I think it was last night to somebody. And I used feathers as an example. You might say, if you, God, my ears won't stop popping, sorry. Okay, there you go. Crystal's saying, I feel fine feathers all the time. And that was the example I used with the person on the live. I said, for example, if you're here, show me a blue feather. Now, what I do like to tell people is be open-minded in what that may look like. You might not find a feather at your feet. You may see it on a logo. You may see it on a bumper sticker on somebody's car. You might see it on a billboard. So it can come to you in a lot of different ways. It doesn't have to be a literal feather on the ground. Songs are another thing. Lots of signs, but I'm just using that as an example. So I think that's a great point of connection, and you can ask for that so that you'll feel better, you'll know, and then talk to her. Tell her the things that you wanted to say that you feel guilty about. I think you'll be surprised. Exactly, Crystal. That's no accident. Crystal's saying she actually finds feathers in her house. No accident. Did you have a specific question? Was that your question, Crystal? About your mom? You are very welcome. My pleasure. And I know talking to you, other people listening and other people hopefully will be helped by that as well. So it's not just for you when I talk about those things. We all want to know that our loved ones are continuing on and are safe. And that's hard when we're still here in the physical world, isn't it? You're very welcome, Akshay. I hope that does help, and I appreciate you being here and let me talk to you about tarot today. Hopefully that you will be open to that and maybe use that in the future as a tool. But as I said, don't ever, well, I didn't say this. I always recommend to people, don't ever make big decisions in your life based on a tarot reading. That's just irresponsible. We're here for entertainment purposes only. But it is helpful many times for guidance, or if you're wondering like how a person feels or something that you need a little insight on. I think it really is helpful. Jade and I see 2 or 3 of you coming into the chat now asking, the free readings have been spoken for. Actually, let me see, how many more do I have? I have 3. I might can do 1 extra super chat, but right now I'm going to say they're full. So, Crystal, was that basically? Oh, here you are. I see your comment. Sorry. So Crystal, I'm going to go back to that original speech I had about law of attraction for you. I hope you were listening, so I don't have to, I'm not going to go through that again, but start educating yourself about that, because you can change the outcome of that situation. You can affect the outcome, absolutely. But I am going to pull a couple cards for you on that. Crystal's asking about job, about career, job. Will she get a new job is what she's asking. You will if you believe you will, Crystal. Seriously, that's how the law of attraction works. You will if you believe you will. If you believe it, you will see it. I think that was Wayne Dyer that said that, right? Whoop. Yep. Okay, good. I love it when tarot backs me up so totally. It's just amazing to me. It's a marvelous tool. You'll believe it. You'll see it when you believe it. Excuse me. So this is, hey Ryan, I'm doing very well. How are you today? Kat was here a minute ago, but I think she dipped off. I'm not sure. She hasn't said anything in a little bit. This is the 7 of Pentacles. It's a card of the planting seeds, investing in the future, assessing where you want to put your time and energy for the long haul, right? And I think this is right back to the message I was just giving you about, well, not about your mom, but about law of attraction. So where are you focusing your thoughts? That's what you're going to get. And we're talking about your job now. So what kind of job do you want? Are you imagining yourself? Are you envisioning yourself there? What's your environment like? What are the people around you? What's your office look like, or wherever you're trying to get a job at? What does that look like? What are the people there like that you're engaging with? What are your hours? Where do you go for lunch? How do you feel at the end of the day? Do you feel like you've accomplished a lot? Use all of your feelings and senses to try to make that as real as you can, investing in the future. What seeds are you planting? And when you learn to do that and you get better at do that, you can move on. This is the Six of Swords. It means moving on to calmer shores. And this is the card of celebration, which I like that. Celebrating with other people, by the way. And it's saying, when you learn to do this, you can celebrate with other people and you'll be doing something that you love. Yes, yes, please. Please and thank you. You want to be helpful and proficient. That's a very admirable goal, and I support you in that totally. And efficient. Helpful, well, then you should make that your mantra. Thank you, universe, for sending me the perfect job where I can be helpful, proficient, and efficient. Make it your mantra every day. Thank you, God, for sending me that perfect job. Where, just over and over and over and over. Write it on sticky notes and put it on your fridge or on your mirror in your bathroom or microwave or coffee pot or whatever, or on your dash in your car. Make that your mantra. Yeah. It's, manifestation is simple. It's not easy, but it's simple. And we just, what is that? The simplicity, I can't even remember, never mind. Don't get fooled by the simplicity of it. Crystal, I hope that helps, but it looks like a good positive yes if you do the work, if you do the manifesting work is what it looked to me like. So I hope that helps. Okay, Bamika, yes, it's your turn. So post your question. And then it will be Dee Dee and Mr. F. Aaron, my slots for free readings have been filled. I probably have one more slot for a super chat if that interests you. You're asking, will my knee injuries heal by itself till April of 2025? Were you listening to everything else I said today? Because your health falls into that same category. If you believe it will, it will. I will pull cards for you to see what other messages might be here. You're very welcome, Crystal. I appreciate you being here, and thank you for working through that little misunderstanding at the beginning and helping me through that. So I'm asking for, and I hope I'm pronouncing your name as closely as I hope I'm not making a mess of it. Bumika. I'm not taking these simply because I didn't have the question formulated before those came out. And if they come back out, then I'll know they're meant for you, Bamika. So to be clear, you're asking, will your knee heal, your knee injuries heal by itself, specifically by April of 2025? You must have an interesting deadline there. Let me see. But I hope you were listening, what I said. You must start affirming, no, I'm not, sorry. In order for that to help, for manifestation to help, I don't mean to say, you must do this like I'm your boss. Please forgive me, that's not what I'm meaning. It's important when you're dealing with a health issue to tell your body is listening to your thoughts. When I talk about manifestation, that's not just about money and things in relationship. It's also about health. So start talking to your body and affirming that I am healthy. My knees are strong. They're healing. My body is healing with every breath I take. Okay, so you're saying it's been a year? I'm trying to understand exactly. Kevin is asking, this is a general question, not a reading. He's asking, do spirits of loved ones appear as spirits after death? Typically, yes. Kevin, because they know that, and I assume you mean appear to us, because that's our memory of them. That's the energy imprint we have of them, and they use that to help us know who they are, obviously, right? Okay, so the answer is yes. And they typically would come to us, Kevin, not in other words, if somebody, for example, lost a limb or was very, very ill toward the end of their life, they don't come to us looking like that. They come to us when they were fit and their body was whole, and that's how they usually show up to us. Oh, hey, Mira. Thank you for joining us today. Good to see you back. Okay, let me see. Bamika is saying, yeah, I got it in February and March of 2024. Actually, I have an ankle injury too, so I want to know then by when will all these injuries heal and will be self-healing. Okay, well, I'm going to pull cards for you, Bamika, but my answer is basically what I've been talking about here all day. If you're more focused on the fact that they're not healing, then you're going to prolong your healing. If you can focus on just what I was saying, my body is healing, I'm strong, my knees and ankles are stronger every day. With every breath I take, my body is healing. My body is constantly balancing. I am constantly getting stronger. Really start to kind of preach those words and let those be your mantra. That will really facilitate speeding up healing, regardless of what that is going on in your body. I know, right, Mr. F? Joys are getting older. I've had multiple injuries since the last year. I'm just saying, I know it. I know it well. Positive energy with every breath. Amen. Every breath I take in is energizing my body and strengthening my body. Yes. Okay, but let's ask what the path for healing is for the next near future for Bamika, please, and thank you. What can Bamika expect in terms of physical healing for her body? You know I like your questions, Kevin, right? You keep those coming. I think that's of interest to a lot of people. I'm not laughing at you, Bamika. I'm laughing at how literal tarot is sometimes. This is how I feel like you're probably feeling about this right now. Look at the picture. Now, this is remorse and regret and feeling bad about something generally. Now, it is in the reverse, which means that's changing. It's turning. But I was laughing at this. You're only 40. Okay, well, wait till you get over here where I am. Knight of Pentacles. This is the slowest moving energy in tarot. But he's the only one that actually will get to that final destination. You can count on him when you can't count on any of the other knights. So that's telling me, Bamika, that this is just a slow process. It's a slow process, and I feel like you're thinking this is a missed opportunity of some kind. Yeah, I think you're. Let me keep getting some more cards. Let me pull a few more cards for you. Oh, Chill is here. Hey, Chill. You got trivia this week, Chill? Good. Oh, yeah, this is walking away. That means walking towards something. If you can see, this is typically the card of walking away from things that have been hurtful in the past. But really, not just that she's walking away from something, she's walking toward this sun. She's walking toward things, the Nine of Cups, things that make her happy. This is very positive. Yeah, making choices. So part of your care, trivia's Thursday night. It's a Thursday night thing. Okay. Okay. Now, you know, we've had this talk about what to call you. Bars. Blue Bar. That's what I said I was going to call you. Wasn't it Blue Bars? And welcome Yeah, welcome to all you healing. Yeah, it's Ray. Oh, goodness. All right, a couple more cards, please, for Bamika, because this is looking good, Bamika. It's just saying patience. I'm surprised that that Temperance card has not come out for you, but it's looking good. I think the message for you today is not about what the tarot is saying. I think the message for you today is take responsibility for your thoughts, and you can speed this up. Something else you can put, I don't know if you're still, if you're like seeing anyone who does physical therapy, or you're still going to the doctors or something like that. I feel like that might be still a part of this. Or even go to the gym. I know where I go, my gym, is they're really good about working with people with injuries. And so the point is, anyone you're working with, for example, doctors, physical therapists, or trainers, use that as part of your affirmations. I'm getting in other words, the most bang for your buck, but we're talking about energetic results. We're talking about healing results. These people support me in every way. They know exactly the right things to do for me. They are the best people to be in my life to support my healing. These people are aligned with my highest and greatest health and things like that. I hope that's helping. So now we're getting to the crux of your question, is will it heal by itself? And what you're asking, I think, implies that you physiotherapy, yeah, I thought there was a physical therapist or something involved there for you. So basically what you're asking, I feel, is, wait 1 second, I'm just getting another message here for you. Oh, interesting, okie doke. That's very interesting, loving that. Wait 1 second. Oh, Lord, I know it, Mr. F. It takes a while, and the older you get, the longer it takes to heal from things. Well, Bamika, I don't do timing. If you were listening earlier, free will changes everything. You can literally collapse a timeline of something you want from being 6 months out to being 6 days out if you get busy practicing law of manifestation. That is within your capabilities or your abilities or your, I can't predict that. Tarot would only be pulling a possibility out of the quantum field, and so I don't like to predict timing. It's just because it's in your ballpark. You have more control over this. But I understand now what you're getting at is, if it doesn't heal on its own, you probably have to have some kind of surgery, is what I'm feeling. For those of you who are asking, my free slots are gone today. Those are spoken for early on. I have one more super chat, I think, left. If you would like that, the information is at the top in the chat. Comment pinned to the chat. Now, it's interesting, Bamika, because I'm getting this message. I've had knee issues. I've had a torn ACL and had to have surgery for that, and so I can relate to this. And as a longtime martial artist, I mean, I've broken a lot of bones and done a lot of healing, so I get your question. Yeah, that's right, Jill. I'm kind of in that camp, and that it's funny you say that, because I know you're intuitive too. Jill is a regular here, and Jill has often real good insights about messages that kind of feel like I need to get Jill a pom-pom, because anyway, most of you don't even know what that is. So the additional message that these cards are giving me here is, see this lady, now I know it's in reverse, but she's sitting down, right? She's just sitting there, and it's almost like if I had a leg injury, that might be what I look like. I'd be sitting there. I'm not wanting to put any weight on that leg. I'm not wanting to use it. I'm just kind of not wanting to move it. And I remember that from my knee surgery. That wasn't very fun. And yet these cards very specifically have people doing what? What are they doing? They're walking. Both of these people are walking. Now they're slow. That's somebody very slowly walking. And this person the same. She's not running. She's just walking here. So I feel like this message might be, besides what you're doing your physiotherapist, are you exercising? Are you pushing yourself to do a little more and a little bit more? I don't feel like this is a case of you doing too much. I think it's a case of you not doing enough. Because I remember specifically when I had my knee surgery, the most important advice I got from my doctor: do your PT, do your physical therapy. And I went to the physical therapist, but every day I wasn't there, I was doing my physical therapy. And it made a huge difference in my recovery. So, you know, I don't know what your routine is, but I have a feeling. Natty Nat, I do have PayPal, but and I have Cash App too, but the best way, if you're wanting just to buy me a cup of coffee, I have that link on the top of where my channel is. If you go to my channel, you can see that there. So I'm feeling like, Bamika, this might be saying, see, I know nothing about you. I don't know what age you are. I don't know what your habits are, but it feels to me like this is saying you need to do more of this, or you will not. This is the card of, in the upright it's liberation, in the reverse it's saying codependency. This is just one example, but then you might be more dependent on other things, other people, i.e. even having surgery. Amy, Chill, you are the best. Yes. And I have to say that's been one of the biggest things for me, is controlling that inflammation through diet. Amen. Taking responsibility for all the things with your body, because, you know, we're not victims here. We have choices about how we move. Moving the body is the most important thing you can do to get into older age with still maintaining your mobility. I'm just telling you, it is. Hey, Quattro, welcome back. So I don't have a firm yes or no for you. I feel like what Tarot is saying, yeah, and this is what you're looking like. This is how you look at me right now. I wanted a yes or a no. I'm just joking. Yeah, I swear, I can't make it up. What did I say earlier? What did I say just a couple of minutes ago? I can't believe the Temperance card didn't come out. And there it is. This is the card of patience. Things balancing out in time. Oh, goodness. So, Bamika, I feel like this is all in your hands. Tarot is saying the potential for you is that you can heal without this surgery. That's what I'm feeling. But it's in your hands. And I think you need to be more active, not less active. But, you know, within reason, obviously. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a professional, you know, any kind of therapist. So bear that in mind. But just as a reader over here, it feels like you need to move it more. I mean, I'm literally feeling stiffness in my body right now. I think you're afraid to move it, and it may be because there's a lot of pain there, and I get that. But I feel like this is saying you need to do simple things like just walk a little bit more and push your limits just a little bit more, not a whole lot. Again, I'm not a doctor, but ask your doctor, and maybe they've already had that conversation with you. I don't know. But that would be, I can't give you a yes or a no. Tarot's not giving me that. I feel like what the message is for you. And every card, and this card just keeps coming back. Yeah. Hello, Caesar. Welcome back again. Hey, Kat. Welcome back, darling. Yeah, I have PayPal, but actually it's easier because I've already got it. Well, I think I may even have it linked up top of, if you go to my channel, top of the channel, and click on the little more button, or I think it says about, the link is there to buy me a coffee, or I think my PayPal link is still there. I'm not really certain about that, to be honest. Okay, so Bamika, that's what I have for you. I know you didn't want just that rambling message. You wanted a yes or no, but I can't give you what I don't have. I can't give you what I don't have. I think that the ball is in your court, and I feel like it definitely is a possibility that you can heal it, is how I'm feeling. But I agree with Chill. Look at your diet, because I feel like there is something affecting you in your body that you may either not be aware of, or you just don't want to quit, because I have one of those. I like to have a glass of wine, and it makes my hands hurt when I do. I can have one glass of red wine at night, and the next morning my hands are hurting. That's how it, so I know that's my only vice, y'all, is having a little glass of wine every now and then. So it sometimes isn't fair, but it is what it is, right? So, Bamika, I hope that helps, darling. I do, and I'm going to wish you lots of good healing and progress with that. All right, Dee Dee, are you here? Would you post your question, please? And thank you, because it probably has lost up there. It's far up there. Yeah, Mr. F, me too. Are you here in the States? About anything in particular, Dee Dee? Oh, Crystal is complimenting my necklace. Thank you, Dee Dee. I don't know if you can actually see. It's actually, it's amber. It's a nice big chunk of amber, and I do love it. I don't know if, well, you can't see. I can't get my face close enough to see it, but thank you. Caesar, I have one more super chat slot open if you'd like a reading, but the free ones today are gone. Okay, just what you need to know. All right. Dee Dee wants to know from her guides, any messages from her guides. I will pull cards, but I want to just kind of tune into your energy for a minute. Excuse me. Speaking of exercise, Dee Dee, are you thinking about starting a new exercise routine, or did you just start one recently? I see something about somebody swimming. Dee Dee, are you here, honey? Can you answer that for me? Did you just start a new routine? No? Well, maybe they're saying you need to, because there's something, I don't know if you maybe don't exercise. That seems to be a common message today. I don't know why that's coming up, but it is. Excuse me, y'all. I'm asking what cards for Dee Dee. Let's bring some good messages through for Dee Dee. What does Dee Dee need to know today from her guides? Well, Dee Dee, I assume that's a female. Dee Dee, that's probably a female name. Sometimes I get it wrong. This one? Okay. Hold up, y'all. Don't fall off there. Good night, Mr. F. Wait a minute. Wait, you haven't had your reading. I got you down for a reading. Don't you want a reading? You're going to sleep? You're next, if you can hang around. It's short for Dominique. Okay. Mr. F, don't leave yet. I got your thing to do. That was a lot of cards. Let's give that a couple more shuffles. I didn't really have the question asked to this deck specifically. Please and thank you, Spirit. Show me any messages from Dee Dee's guides. Please and thank you. Please and thank you. No, you're so sweet. Mr. F, listen, if you come back, again, remind me, because sometimes I forget, that you paid for a reading, and I'll do it for you for free for next time, whenever you can be here. I understand people have to go, but I will definitely do that for you next time if you just remind me in the comments when you come back. And thank you very much. That's very generous. I will do that. Thank you. Haley's here. Yes, the party started again, Haley. I'm a little earlier today, thankfully, though. Okay, Dee Dee, show me messages from Dee Dee's guides, please, and thank you, Spirit. Oh, that's weird. Okay, hold on. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Natty Nat, I'll check that in just a minute when I get a break here. And thank you. That is the weirdest feeling I've ever got from a deck of cards, Dee Dee. I don't know what that's about. That's very strange. What are y'all trying to say? Are they trying to say don't pull tarot cards? What are they trying to say? Let's try this deck. This one's feeling a little nicer. Okay. Oh, that's good. What else? The message of the day. What seeds are you planting towards your happiness? Yep, because you have the power, Dee Dee. This is the magician. He's got all the tools he needs to get what he needs in his life. What are you focusing on? Are you focusing on the happy things? Literally, this is a card of planting seeds. What are you investing in for the long term in your life? So it's asking you to think about that. Now, the High Priestess means listening to your intuition. It means things that you can't see. Well, it is, and I'm trying to feel what this is. I know, paying it forward. I love that. That is so kind, and I will remember him. I definitely. That's awesome. Wow, what you don't see, Dee Dee, coming. What you don't see, this is often things that we can't see yet, is you got a lot of happiness coming. You've been, I think, through a period, or this could be saying you may, no, it doesn't feel that way. It feels like past. Like you've been through a period where things were not balanced, or there was not an equal give and take. That could be a job, that could be a relationship, that could be any number of things. But it's saying it taught you and your self-worth, and you're finally getting to the point where you can start experiencing some expansion in your life, which I come back to this card. This is also the card of nurturing, and I feel like maybe you've been doing a little bit more of that nurturing of yourself, loving you. We got to learn to, and I'm saying we, all of us, need to learn to love ourselves more. Yes, Dee Dee saying, yes, my spiritual journey, my career and family, of course. Well, right. Yeah, of course. Yep. Man, I think I should stop there, Dee Dee. But I was going to say, yeah, I feel like you went through a period. I feel like this is past. Okay, let me be clear, because if you haven't been here before, Dee Dee, Tara often gives me the backstory before it talks about where we are future. So that may be, you'll recognize what I'm talking about here. But anyway, after the Empress that we just talked about, for a while you have either you have resisted surrendering to something that not either. Let me restate that. You have resisted surrendering to something that was toxic. And it probably involved other people. This could be family, this could be relationship, it could be any number of things. But Spirit is saying, but you have learned, you've become the emperor out of that. You have become the emperor, and he is, well, clearly he's an emperor, he runs a country, right? He's all the kings rolled into one. This also means power, but a good kind of power, authority, control, a good kind of control, not control over people, control of yourself and in your world, so to speak, right? I feel like these people were, interesting message, because I just talked about this with somebody else. This Nine of Pentacles in reverse can be a sign of codependent or being dependent on other people. But I feel like for you, this is saying this is people depending on you maybe. I feel like just draining you, honestly, is the energy I felt for a bit there. And I think you didn't feel stable for a while, and then you took a time out, or maybe this is what you're doing now. If not, it's what you need to do. It's what you need to do, is to take a time out. This hermit's going into his cave to look for inspiration. And you talked about a spiritual journey here, so that's probably what this is speaking of. And now you're moving forward. Love it, love it, love it. And now you're moving forward, Dee Dee. This is fast forward movement. You're moving forward to a brand new passionate beginning. Yep, yep, yep. Love that. Putting all this disappointment in the past. Yep, I'm loving that. Currently in the process. Yep, I kind of felt that. Yeah, I thought that all that ugliness was already happened in the past. Yep. Yeah, you're actually, as the cards here, you're continuing to tell the story. Basically, it's saying you are, or in the process of becoming, like a Queen of Wands. She's like an entrepreneur. She's a go-getter. She turns heads. She's energetic. She's a get-it-done kind of person. And you're at the crossroads of this. It's like a pivot point is what I'm feeling for you. And there are probably times when you've second-guessed yourself about taking some kind of a leap recently, or a new beginning, let's say that. But it's only because you've had these burdens you've been weighed down with for a long time. And now you're coming out of that. This is moving on to calmer waters. Yep, yep, yep. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Dee Dee, I'm loving this for you. Well, they came through, didn't they? So when I get a message like that, it's basically your guides coming through to say, we see what you're doing. We see you working hard. We also saw the struggle that you went through to get to where you are. And we're telling you this is coming. We want you to know that we see what you're doing. You've got the skills. Listen to your inner guidance. We know you are, and I think you do. I think you do that a lot. That's cool. I don't say that. In fact, I've never said that to anybody, I don't think, in my readings, that you actually are a person who listens to your intuition. You talked about being on a spiritual path. You could even maybe have some intuitive gifts there, Dee Dee. Yep. Just choose, be selective about what you invest in. This is really positive. I'm loving this. Yep. All right. I'm going to ask if there's anything else, any advice or anything else you want to say for Dee Dee, please. Anything else you'd like to say or advice you'd like to give for Dee Dee? Well, there you go. Dee Dee saying, thank you for that. I've been told that a few times. Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, is the saying. If you've been told it a few times, then that means that's what they want you to know. We see you. We see you, Dee Dee. We know. Oh, you're talking about the spiritual. Oh, you're talking about the intuition thing. I'm sorry, I just realized what you were responding to. Well, I know how it is too, though, Dee Dee, when you're in the point, or I don't know how old you are, but I feel like you're in the raising your family stage of life, even though you could be in, you know, I mean, I still consider myself raising my family when my boys were in college, so it, you know, that's a different stage for, depending on the person, but it's hard to balance that with taking care of your family, because if you're a good mom, you're putting your kids and family first. I mean, that's just what we do, right? But this is saying, and I feel like this is advice for you. Two things. It's saying you're starting to learn how to find that balance, but it's also saying be sure you focus on finding balance. We ask for advice, right? And this is the Justice card. Finding justice and balance, balancing those scales. I feel like it's balancing energy for you a lot, Dee Dee. It feels like energy to me. Excuse me. Did you say yes, but I'm thankful for the message you were able to give to enlighten me with. It means a lot to know that my work is being seen. Well, we all, you know, for those of us who do this kind of work or any kind of spiritual work, we typically do it because it feeds our soul to do it, not because we're looking for any confirmation or affirmation or adulation. But it's awfully nice when we get it, isn't it? Excuse me. It's really nice. It's like spirits saying, we see what you're doing, we know you're working hard, and we know the sacrifices that you're making for this to do what you're doing. So I feel like Spirit has given you a beautiful message today, and I'm glad that you were here and I could bring through this sweet energy for you, because I don't always get these nice readings like this. This is wonderful, Dee Dee. This is awesome. Thank you. I hope that well, I know you did. I don't need to say that. Thank you for being here. I'm just going to leave it at that. Thank you, Dee Dee. I appreciate you very much, and keep doing what you're doing. I mean, literally, that was like a round of applause from your guide saying, yeah, we see you. Keep it up, Dee Dee. Thumbs up, right? Well, good on you. Yes, that was really sweet. Awesome, Dee Dee. Keep doing what you're doing, friend. Okay, now let me get up here. Mr. F is gone, I guess. Mr. F, did you go to bed? I think you did. So then he asked me to give this reading to somebody else. So who is here? I'm going to give Mr. F's reading to somebody. Who is here that wants a reading? Sound off in the chat, please. Sound off in the chat. Anybody have a question? Did he say, okay, Annie, it's all you then, and Natty Nat's here. Oh, Natty Nat, yeah, oh, sorry, I forgot. Yes, thank you. Forgot all about that. Hang on one second, let me read. Did he say more motivation to move forward in hopes that can see that there's a way out of and trust it? Yes, well, good. Well, I'm glad that's the message you got from it, because I felt like that was a real strong encouragement. Yeah. Okay, 1 second, Annie. Thank you, Chill. I appreciate you helping me out there. Yeah, I just forgot, y'all. Thank you for reminding me. Natty, 1 second. Let me go over here. Bear with me 1 minute, please. One minute, y'all. Entertain yourselves. Y'all go feed your cat or pet your dog or something. While I do this real quick. Okay, come on. There you are. I see you. Perfect. Thank you, Natty. And forgive me for taking your time, but you'd be surprised how many people come on here and say they've donated and they didn't. And you kind of, you know, people want to take advantage sometimes. So, okay. So, Annie, I'm going to do Natty Nat first, and then I'll come to you. So if you just hang in there, don't post your question yet. But Natty Nat, you go ahead and post your question, please. Because if you posted it, it's long gone. So go ahead and post your question for me, please. And thank you. And then we'll do Annie. Oh, and I need you to write your name down, Annie. Before I forget, Annie G. And then Annie G. Okay, gotcha. Thank you. Appreciate you being patient. All right, Natty Nat, where's your question, honey? Honey Bonnie? Here we go, okay. Woo, okay. Woo. All right, so people watching this in the replay will know what the question is. Nettie's saying, so I've been told about this new guy I'm going to meet that could be divorced. I want to know, will this new guy try to reconcile with his ex-wife in a romantic way while talking to me? That's a real important question. So what deck for Nettie Nat? What should we... Ooh, we're going to the big lights here. We're bringing out the big guns, Nettie. The big lights here. Well, Chill, hate to say it, but you're probably right. That's often the case. And, Natty, go back and replay. I mean, the first 20 minutes of my video, at least, or more, was talking about law of attraction. So, you have to be the point of attraction that will attract a guy who won't do that. But anyway, I'm going to ask. So, show me, please, Natty Nat's person. Can you give me a first name? Just a first name. Chill doesn't hold back. Chill tells it like it is, and I like that. Yes, law of attraction. Amen. There is no other law. Well, law of physics, I guess. Oh, I was reading a cool article today about... okay, so you don't know his first name? Okay. Sidebar. It's called... wait a minute. Did I just lose it? We're talking about the James Webb Space. Oh gosh, what was it called? I'll come back. It'll come to me. Let me get back to your reading. Okay. All right. That's fine. It just helps me bring the energy in, but it doesn't matter. We'll ask and see. Now, understand, Natty, these are just possibilities, potentials, excuse me. Potentials. This could change with law of attraction, but potentials out there in the field. Oh, I see. Okay. Well, then you don't need me to pull cards if you potentials. So we're asking about a potential person that you haven't not met that is coming to you. Okay. Well, that could be 100 different people now, couldn't it, Natty? Let's talk about that. How do we narrow this person down? I've got to have some way to tell the cards. I mean, I could be pulling on 100 different people. How can we word this? Because you know who did that reading and, you know, whatever potential that person was picking up on. Okay, so now let's make it, because sometimes tarot, you got to be real specific is my experience. Okay, so here's the question. Spirit, tarot, we want to know, Natty Nat saying, well, but you got it. You understood what I meant, didn't you? There's a guy that she was told that she'd meet through work, potentially coming, that she would meet toward work, that she might want to date. All right, that's a long question, Natty. I'm breaking out in the sweat here. Will this, but he's not officially divorced yet, so will this person go back to his wife while they're dating? Or while she's seeing him, Natty's seeing him. Maybe. Thinking about options. Looking at those cups. I don't know. Should I pick the red one? Ooh. He's a romancer. And he might, because we got the 10. This is a family and home card, the 10 of Pentacles. Ooh. Let me see what else pops out, though. I like flyers. But, Natty, you shouldn't judge him until you know more, obviously. You're going to have to apply your good common sense to the situation when it comes in. Tarot's just, like I said, picking potentials out of the quantum field. And there could be other circumstances. What if it's your boss? You know, you're not going to be hooking up with your boss, I hope. Hello, Dexter. Bonjour. You're so sweet. Thank you. I do try, Dexter. Do my best over here in Grandmaville. Woo. Oh, you might fall for this one. You might fall for this one. Let me keep going. Hey, Nancy, welcome back. So good of you to join me again tonight. Nancy and I had a good reading last night. Oh, my God. Oh, Jesus. Okay, well, a couple of ways I could read this, though. Eesh. Oh, let me see here. Well, I've got one more reading to do, Nancy, so it depends on, and I just started this one, and then I've got one more, so I'll probably be here for a few more minutes. I'm guessing maybe 30 minutes, something like that. Oh, you're driving? Okay. Well, yeah, well, don't watch me and drive. Definitely not. Kevin, hey, bud. Well, thank you. Thank you for the super chat. Apparently, I'm going to be here a little bit longer, Nancy. Kevin just gave me a super chat. All right, let me write you down. Hang on 1 second. Thank you, Kevin. Much appreciated. Okay, Dee Dee, thanks for contributing your great energy tonight. I appreciate you. Go have dinner with your family and enjoy that. So I'm conflicted here, Natty. I'm conflicted. You know, this is, I asked about your person, would he go back to, and we said maybe he'd think about it because there was, I'm going to read this from his perspective so I don't get confused. There is love there. I mean, got 2 cups of love here. I can't look. And on top of that is this is the card of reminiscing back on the past and things that, this is the deception card. Natty, this is the lying and cheating card. Now, oops, in the reverse, it means potentially somebody wanting to make amends. So, but not repeating a cycle and making a choice and I mean, this looks like, it looks like he might, yes, I mean, I get more, making a choice about something that was a missed opportunity, and this can be a long-time relationship. It can also be a marriage card. So I'm going to have to say that potential is definitely there. But I also felt like this could be somebody you could fall for because he's charming and all that. But, I mean, another message could be in a good way. It reminds you of somebody from your past. It could be. Could even be somebody from your past, but I don't think so. No, it's not. We ask about a new person. So, Natty, I have to say that I would be mindful of this person's situation for sure. Definitely don't go barging in with guns a-blazing here until you have more clarity about that situation, because that looks like a strong possibility that he would. Sorry, not sorry. I mean, you'd rather know that, wouldn't you? I know you would. I would. I definitely would want to know that, because I was in one of those and didn't know it, and I did not like it when I found out. Because I was already invested, and that's not fun. God, yes. Reminiscing still. So, yeah, I know, it sucked big time, but yeah, I'm getting over it. I ain't no coward. I'm strong. Didn't feel good, but here I am. Hey, Adriano, thank you for being here again. We appreciate that. Does what happened to other people, Kevin? Does, you're asking, your question up there. Okay, hang on 1 second. So I've got Annie and Kevin. 1 second here. The short answer, Kevin, is yes, it does. Yes, it does. If people, meaning the people receiving the vision, or in this case you, it depends on that person mainly. Now, I'm not saying Spirit couldn't, of course, Spirit's powerful enough, it could show an image to everybody on the planet if it wanted to. That's not typically the case. Typically the case, though, is it's more about the person receiving that vision, in this case you. If that person is open, and I'm going to use the word able, and Annie, I didn't forget you, honey. And when I say able, that can mean a lot of things. Are they open to believing that spirits can present themselves in that way? Are they open to believing that that person is indeed trying to communicate? Are they open and not scared to death by it? Are they, you know, open to more physical, to metaphysical things like that? So it's really, to me, depends on the person receiving that more. Let me read the question, because y'all don't know what the heck I'm talking about here. Kevin asks, the spirit of my mother appeared to me 4 years after her death. It was her image in white light. Does this happen to these people? And the answer is, I'm giving him, is that it can happen, and yes, it does happen. But to me, it's when you're asking, does that happen to these people? Well, what people? I think it's dependent on the person receiving it, if that makes sense. I'm hoping you understand. So let me know what you let's see. Kevin says, my wife was present at the time, and she was aware of the light, but not the image of my mother. That's because it wasn't meant for her. It was meant for you. I mean, she might have seen it, but I think it was directed at you, and that's why you were able to see it. So I feel like that this subtext to your question is really, A, was it real, which you did ask, but were you imagining that that was your mother? Was that kind of a partial question that maybe you didn't actually ask? And I'm going to say, yes, it was. Yes, it was your mother. Well, of course, because he doesn't want you probably getting, now I won't go down that road, but we all have an opinion. I'm not saying anything bad about your priest. I don't want to go there. I wouldn't do that. But I'm a person that I do things and talk to spirits, and I know for a fact that they are real. I talk to dead people. I talk to spirits. I help spirits cross over. I do all of that kind of thing. So I'm telling you, speaking from my personal experience here, not because of something I read or somebody told me or I was raised with a certain belief. This is my personal experience I'm speaking from. Well, I know it was real. He's saying I broke out in tears. Well, that's right, because it wasn't just the vision that you were seeing. It was energy that you were receiving, that they were projecting. You know, that's a big ball of energy that was basically your mother's essence. And everything is energy. And so you were feeling that, not just because, oh my gosh, here's my mother, but you felt the energy of her love coming to show you that her love. I mean, that's basically what you were seeing. And no, you didn't make that up. It wasn't imagined. It was energy. Yes, it was. Yep. What a beautiful gift, Kevin. That's incredible. Gosh, I wish, yeah, we all would love to have an experience like that. My goodness. How blessed. Chilla's saying there's an old British saying from bars, when the patrons used to get rowdy, the barkeep would yell, mind your P's and Q's, folks, meaning call in and have a drink. Who are you talking to, Jeff? What did I miss? Oh, I missed your conversation up here. I thought you were talking to Kevin. No, you're talking to some... Oh, I see. Pints and quarts and drinks, Crystal. Okay, you're talking to Crystal. Sorry. I got in the middle of that conversation. So, Kevin, did that answer your question? Oh, sweetie, I didn't mean to make you cry. I meant to make you feel better. But yes, if you're looking for confirmation, I'm going to say, yes, that absolutely was real, and it was your mother, and what a beautiful, beautiful gift. Also, I will say, I have a feeling your mother was she had deep spiritual beliefs. I don't know if she was religious or spiritual, but she believed. Now, when spirits cross over, there's a transition period. We were talking about this last night. And, excuse me, sometimes you're saying that was 7 years ago and it hasn't happened since. Well, and I don't think it needs to happen again. You were probably, this is a guess, you were probably going through something 7 years ago, and that timing was no accident that she came to you, because you probably needed that reassurance. You needed to feel her love. At least that's my experience, is oftentimes spirits come through at, you know, birthdays and anniversaries and things like that when we need them. Guilt. Well, I hope you will go all the way back and rewind my video, because I was just talking earlier to someone about that very thing, about a deceased loved one, and that she felt guilt around their passing. And so I'm going to ask you to go back and rewind and listen to what I said, because guilt is not a thing, and that's, to me, the probably a big reason why she came to you in the way she did. She wants you to know that she is fine and taken care of over there on the other side, that she is no longer in pain or no longer suffering, whatever that suffering in life might have been for her. We all have different kinds of suffering, of course. So it's a way of them reassuring us, I've moved on, I'm fine, but let me come back and show you that I'm whole again, that and the fact that you could feel that love and that big ball of energy. It's, oh my God. It's what I do, Kevin. I can't help it. Kevin is saying that's exactly what she said. Yes. It's what I do. I mean, I don't know what else to say. It's what, hey, Sierra, welcome. She does want you to be happy. Absolutely. Sierra's right. Spirits, what I was saying earlier, and I do hope you'll go back and rewind, was that when spirits cross over, they don't hold on to the same grudges or, they don't have fears, they don't have agendas, they don't have resentment like we do as human beings. You leave all that behind when you leave the physical body. And so whatever you are punishing yourself for that you feel guilty about, your mother doesn't care about that anymore. Your mother doesn't care about that at all. She left that behind. So that was part of her coming through, is to give you that message that I'm good, we're good, we are good, you and me are good, and feel this love that I have for you. So I'm hoping you will let that go, Kevin, and you'll get to see her again when you cross over anyway, and you can have that conversation. But that's right, Crystal. Yes. Sierra, we were young. Go back and play it, because I was talking about that earlier as well. That's right. They are still around you. Absolutely, they're still around you. And I would say, Kevin, again, replay what I said earlier, but I'll touch briefly on it, and that is, if you're still holding guilt, go back and go back and read what I said. That was the longer version. But you really might want to sit down and have a conversation with her as if she's sitting next to you, and tell her what you're sorry for. Tell her, unburden yourself by having the conversation that you wish you'd had, or later maybe not in that moment, of course, but because she can hear you. And then you can ask her to give you a sign. I mean, that was a pretty amazing event. I don't think we're going to top that one, but you can ask her to give you a sign, and go back and replay the video, and I talk about what kind of signs and how to do that and all that. So that may be helpful for you as well, because they do. What I started to say was, because when we leave, we go through a life review, and depending on how much we need to review and other factors, it may take longer for some people to transition than others. So when we get over there on the other side, we have to do that, and then we start learning. I'll say the word skills, for lack of a better way to express this, about how to communicate with our earthly loved ones. So some people are a little better at that, and I felt like your mother was much more connected into spirit. I think she was a real believer in God, and I don't know if that was like as a religious or spiritual, through spiritualism or something, but I don't think she skipped a beat when she went on to the other side. I think she went right into that. She went through her life review, and like the first thing she did was she wanted to come back. I said, I don't know how long she's been gone, but once she got to that stage where she could manifest that kind of apparition for you, then you were like her first mission. I want to come through and I want to show this to him. I'm not sure that made sense at all, but I know what I'm feeling, and I just can't always express it how I want to. Chill saying, most near-death experiences say they go through with a life review and come back with a new perspective on life. That's absolutely true. Yes, they do. Because you realize when you get to the other side, all this crap, this little petty stuff that we let ruin our lives, it doesn't matter. It so does not matter. So and that's the insight that you get when you're not in the physical body anymore, or so I've been told. Well, good. Okay, Kevin, good. I'm glad that makes sense, and I hope that helps, because that's a beautiful experience to have. I hope you, well, I think you do treasure that. I know you do. I know you do. Yes, Wisdom, tell me something I don't know. Yes, I'm a grandma. What of it? Crystal's saying, life is hard, but we have to go on living. We do, which is really hard to do, but worth it. What do you mean you suppose, Crystal? Is there something you want to tell me? Yes, it is worth it. Hey, Ari, thank you for and Aries Princess, love it. Thank you for the new subscription. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Kevin, I'm thinking that answered your question, and I'm going to move on now to Annie. So Annie, if you're here, would you post your question, please? And thank you. My free readings have been spoken for the evening. I'm on my last reading for the night, and that was a super chat. Well, it's a long story. Anyway, I don't have any more free slots tonight, darling. Thank you, but I'll be back sometime during the week. So if you are subscribed and you've hit that notification bell, YouTube will notify you when I come on. But you have to get there early because the free slots go very quickly. Annie G, am I poised to get most of my debts paid this year? Okay, Annie, I'm also going to recommend that you go all the way back to the beginning of my video, because I had a long talk there with the first 3 people that I did readings for about the law of attraction. You will, if you believe you will, is the answer to that question. So I'm not going to repeat that, but I'll highly recommend you start studying the law of attraction so that you can change that. I will pull some cards for you, but remember, this is just picking one potential out of the quantum field. And you determine what your point of attraction is for what comes to you. You are not a victim in life. You're a creator. So it depends on what you're creating. So if you will go back, rewind back to the beginning, and you'll get my little spiel on that. And hopefully that will help as well. So let's ask, however, your question, am I poised to get most of my debts paid this year? Annie G wants to know that, please, and thank you, Spirit. Is this deck okay for that? Nope, this ain't this one. Okay, but I like that one. All right, you heard my question, right? We're asking about Annie G. Annie G wants to know if she's poised for getting your debts paid this year. Please and thank you. Ari, I'm on my last reading for the day. The free readings have already gone. I will take one more super chat, but it would have to be one question. But my free readings have gone by the wayside. Those slots fill up pretty quickly. Let's see. For you, Annie G. So, Annie, I don't know if this is, I feel like this is a backstory. Excuse me. Sometimes tarot gives me the backstory before it answers my question. So that's what I'm trying to figure out, if this is a backstory for you versus an answer. So I'm going to, excuse me. I'm going to kind of talk about these cards, and you tell me if this has already happened. Hopefully it's past. Siobhan, well, welcome. It's good to see you. Thank you for being here tonight. I don't know how long it's been, a minute, right? I know. You were here early on, but I'm tickled to have you back. Thank you. I hope you've been well. Everything is well for me. In fact, better and better every day. Hey, Victor. Welcome. To you, too. Siobhan, thank you. So, Annie, I'm just not feeling connected with this is what I'm feeling. I'll be honest. Not feeling connected. That's why I feel like it's probably a past energy, because you're asking about money. Here's what, excuse me. Here, let me put these. I know y'all can't really see those, but Seven of Cups in reverse. This would be somebody who's having to make a choice, or it could be confused. I'm confused. I don't know, and in your case, I think it is. I'm confused. I don't know what to do because my money's not good. This is why I said it's feeling, hopefully this is not talking about future. The Ten of Pentacles in reverse is, your money's not good. This could also be telling me it had to do with home and family, kind of. I almost feel like a tower energy here, like an upheaval, something that kind of undermined your stability and your financial stability specifically. And it could have had to do with some kind of a difficult news that came in, messages, conversations, even a fight of some kind maybe. And it could have had to do, and this could be current. So, for example, and give me some feedback here when you get a chance, Annie. Because this can be somebody spying on you. I mean, it didn't have to be that, but it can also be a lack of communication regarding a connection, a romance. So this is giving me the vibe here of maybe you're asking about finances because you could have been in a relationship. Let's say you were in a marriage and now you're divorced and now you're happy, now you're worrying about money, or you could have been living with somebody and you broke up and now you got to get your own place. It's kind of giving me that vibe. So if that's not your story, then I need to get a different deck and start over for you probably. But hello, Aox. What about Scorpio? This one is doing quite well tonight. Thank you very much. Yeah, because whatever this was, you're telling me I don't want to fight for that anymore. So Annie, can you give me some feedback on that? So I'll know where we are in this timeline. I think you're getting clarity about it if this is past. Yeah. Going out on your own, starting, exploring new things. Okay, okay. Thank you. Yeah. Okay, thank you. And that explains this and this. Thank you. Okay. Mom, she's saying Mom passed away in October. We're trying to sell our house. Siblings and I are trying to sell the house and hoping to get something to help out ourselves. Okay, help yourselves out. Okay, thank you. That puts this in context then. I appreciate that because I feel like, yeah. Yeah. Yep. Confused and conflicted about whether or not this money's going to come in. So again, you've had lots of communication, probably some of it difficult with your siblings. Yep. Where, and again, this doesn't have to be romance. This can be saying, that can be something that sadly siblings have broken up over, literally, is inheritances and such. But I think but okay, where was I? But this is saying things are starting to balance out. This is an angel pouring from one cup to the other. This is the divine, essentially, trying to find balance from you, going past this conflict where you will have clarity, and this is and past this anxiety, and yes, I like this celebration. So what's underneath that card? Yes, King of Pentacles. I think it's going to be a yes, but let me pull a few more for you now that I have a little bit better idea. So I want to ask specifically, let's see if I can, because tarot can be, you have to really word your questions carefully sometimes. I'm going to word this. Well, Annie's, let me see how to do this. Oh, sorry if I hit my mic. My apologies. But I know you're not specifically asking about the inheritance too. You want to know if your bills are going to be paid. I hope you'll go back and play the video back at the beginning where I talked about law of attraction though. Because it will, again, will if you decide it will. Annie, again, I don't know if this has already happened or if this is predictive, but this is a tower. This says, this is upheaval. This is when people aren't making the changes that need to happen. The tower says, okay, enough of this. You guys aren't doing what we need you to do here. We're going to tear all this down so we can build it up from scratch with a better foundation. That's essentially what a tower is. And it causes, after indecision and a crossroads, it's causing you to have clarity. This is the Judgment card. Now, this can mean a lot of things. Like in the love reading, it might be reconciliation. I feel like that's kind of saying you and your siblings can potentially reconcile over this. And, excuse me, because I feel like if you don't, well, let me put this differently. This is an angel, the angel Gabriel, blowing the horn, and he's awakening these people out of their coffins, essentially, out of their dead slumber, right? And so it can be literally an awakening. It can be that Spirit is using this monetary situation for you specifically, but also for your siblings, very probably, as an awakening of some kind, a lesson. Spirit, everything in life for us is an opportunity, is a lesson. Because it's saying, yeah, this is a burden, but this is the wounded warrior. But I feel like I'm going to press on through this. So now we're talking about your finances in that situation, so bear that in mind. But it's saying press on, don't give up, even though you feel like there's no victory here. So this might be telling a little bit. What I'm hearing is it may take a while. Okay, that's the bottom of what I'm trying to tell you. You may feel like this is not going to happen, like it's a failure, but what you don't see coming is there's a wonderful opportunity here. Something tangible in the 3D. This is a passionate new beginning of some kind. And right, so still not getting the clarity here I want for you, so I'm going to dig a little deeper though. And he's saying, and that's what I'm thinking, it will take a while. That's really the essence of what that was telling me is, yeah, I think it will just take a while. I'm surprised like the Knight of Pentacles hasn't come out. Excuse me. I want to ask to show me more, and I'm debating about changing decks. But they're saying no, stay with this deck. Okay. All right, so we thank you, Spirit, for the messages. It's going to take a while. She's got to work through it. There's a spiritual lesson here in the offering through this discussion about inheritance. I hope you heard that. Because I feel like that's a big piece of that. And when you get that lesson, whatever that is for you, like, for example, Annie, it could be, I am, Cece, I'm on my last reading for the night, though. But thank you for clicking on the video. Thank you. I'll be back this week. If you are subscribed and you've hit the notification bell, you'll get notified when I come on live. But if you're here for a free reading, those go really quickly, so get there as soon as you can. So Annie, I feel like the sooner you get whatever this lesson is here, the sooner this can be worked out for you. It's not giving me a clear yes or no. Like if I just cut the deck and say, will you pay your bills? Maybe, but you might have to start something, get a whole new attitude and a new journey. Something's got to change, right? Something's got to transform. I mean, I could do that all night long and cut the deck and give you messages, but you got to do things through the traditional way. Now, to me, in the context of the question you're asking, that could be you still may be probating the will. You still have to go through the justice system, even though that's not the justice card. So there's a lot of nuances here, but everything that happens to you, replay the video, I've already talked about this too once tonight, is Spirit kind of showing you a reflection of what your inner state is. So you need to focus on the outcome that you want as having already happened. You're living in the end, so to speak. But replay the video. I'll talk about that more there. Oh, Bob, thank you. I still am, dang it. So bear that in mind, that whatever you're going through is an opportunity for you to heal something within yourself. And it could be being honored and valued. Like, for example, if you have a family where you were not the favorite sibling, you were not the favorite child or something like that. Let me turn that a little bit. You could be replaying that energy in this situation. You could that's a subconscious belief, and you're creating from your thoughts, right? And so this could be an opportunity for you to heal that dynamic. That might be the issue for you, actually. And so if you start working on the issue, I am valued, I am honored, I'm seen and heard and respected, or whatever the specific issue for you is, and you start, letting that be your mantra and start working on that and start healing that within you, the outside world will show up to reflect that belief that I am honored. I deserve to be, I am abundant. I deserve abundance. Hey DJ, I'm very well, thank you so much. My Sunday is going very well. I've had a good group of folks here tonight. Thank you for asking, DJ. It's been quite lovely and not many trolls tonight, thankfully. I think maybe I've blocked them all. I don't know, but thankfully I haven't had too much trouble with that. So thank you for being here. How's your Sunday going? Except for MD Muna, who doesn't seem to get the hint. Hey, Skank Blunt. That is some handle. How in the world did you come up with that? Welcome from Germany. Rob Matt. For some reason, I've always had... Well, you would have real hot intimacy with Scorpios. We rule that part of the world. I mean, what I mean is every zodiac sign rules a part of the body. Scorpios rule the sexual organs, and we know how to do that. We are pretty good at that. So yeah, I get that. Thank you, John. Haven't seen you in a minute. Thanks for being here tonight. Oh, Rob, I don't know. Maybe your Scorpio is, or maybe rather Scorpio is in your moon or something sign, because that's where your emotions would be. Like for me, my moon is in Aries, and I've had my 30-year marriage, I've had 2 husbands that were Aries, and my last relationship was 4 years with an Aries. So I'm very attracted to Aries people, so whatever. Well, okay, welcome from Dubai. Okay, MD. All right, keep it clean here, though, or I'll block y'all. I will in a heartbeat. Keep it clean. And MD, don't keep posting the same thing in the chat, please. Leave room for other people, because I can't read their comments if you keep doing that. Because I want to know more about Annie's finances here. I'm not done with Annie yet. Please show me clearly about Annie's finances, although I think we got the gist of it, Annie. Those and that one. You know that card that we talked about? Guess what came back? Judgment card. Yep. So there's some kind of an awakening here. This could be saying, because you can't see, there's okay. I think Spirit's saying lower your defenses. I don't want to fight for this anymore. Lower your defenses, because you're going through an awakening. And you can't see that. This can also be fearful of something. I don't know what that is, Annie, but we've talked about what that could be, some of the things that could be for you. And then things are going to move very fast for you. Things will be moving very fast for you. Yep. Oh, goodness. And then there's that Ace of Wands again, that passionate new beginning. You just have a little bit more healing to do. Just a little bit. You're almost there. That's what I heard. Yep. Almost there. Taking charge. Yep, moving on to calmer waters. There you go. There you go, Annie. You know, in the meantime, you may just kind of have to watch your money. This is the Miser card, holding on to his money. Just be prudent is all I'm saying. Just be prudent. Yeah. And so you will come back. Remember this one too? Earlier talked about that. You want to come back to that more traditional situation. I think this is talking about your family too. Yeah. So, Annie, I think it's just the bottom line is it's going to take time. Yep, there's that 7 of Cups inversing, and the Death card keeps wanting to come out, and the Fool card. Those 2 cards have come out, have showed themselves 2 or 3 times. So, you're starting new. This means change or transformation. You're transforming something. You're starting new off onto a new adventure. What's behind that? Yep. Yep. Because right now you're feeling kind of unhappy about this situation. You're feeling, frankly, like you might have been cheated a little bit. That's what I heard. But light's being shown on, I can't make this up, Tara, something. But light is coming. Things are coming to the light now about what? Remember we started out with this card, the Ten of Pentacles, and and all that I said about, you might want to rewind and replay that. This is the card of stability and money and peace in the home. I'm going to say that because that's a factor here. You guys have to come to some kind of, I think this card applies to everybody in your family right now that you're dealing with. It's not just you, Annie. After this tower, after the tower, which I think you've already experienced with your family, obviously, things are transforming. You're just in the process of that, and I believe that, you know, I don't have a firm yes or no for you, Annie. Sorry, that was a long drawn out. Could have been a one card reading. I know that. Could have been a one card reading. If I'd gotten a card that was a very clear yes or no, and I have that happen sometimes. I'll ask a question, the card pops out as clear as day, but that wasn't the case, and I appreciate you hanging in here with me through that whole long reading, but I'm not just here to pull cards. I'm also a teacher, and I have to give it as they give it to me, and so I hope that you'll understand there was a little bit more going on there for you in that question. Thanks for dropping in, DJ. Thank you, Redbeard. Yep, I'm a Southern Belle through and through. Yeah, I can see that message you keep getting is starting over. Yes, that Fool card kept coming out. That's what that means. Taking a leap into a new adventure, a new life, a new whatever. That's exactly what it means. And you noticed every time it came out with the Death card. The Death is ending new things so you can start new things. And basically it means essentially transformation. So that's what you'll be doing. That's what it looks like to me, Annie. All righty. Well, I hope that helps. I know that was a longer one than you might have wanted, but you're very welcome. My pleasure. Oh, goodness. Okay, guys, I'm getting some trolls in here, so I think I'm done for the night. I think I'm gonna call it a night and go get some dinner. But I appreciate y'all being here. Thank you so much. I hope you guys have a great week, and I will see you sometime next week. Not sure what night, but I'll see you guys soon. Take care. Bye.